Hello everyone. This AV will give you a brief about Skylift Consulting. It is a partnership firm established in India in 2016, engaging in business management consulting for performance enhancement of apparel industries, aiming at efficiency improvement and cost reduction. We expertise in woven garment industries, knitwear industries, and made-ups. Coming to services, we have complete garment factory program and module-based program for garment industries. We offer complete garment factory program for existing factories and new factories, under which our scope of intervention would be from fabric, cutting, sewing, production planning, quality control, quality audit, industrial engineering, maintenance, finishing and packing to dispatch. For module-based, we have middle management training that includes industrial engineering training, supervisory training, and quality controllers training. Few of our unique training programs under middle management are training of trainers for operators, non-operators and checkers, cost per minute implementation, and establishment of performance monitoring system. We are currently working with 25 clients serving more than 40 brands located around 8 countries. Also, our mentionable collaborations are with International Trade Center and USA. Now let's look into the results we have achieved. Skylift Consulting has successfully created 415 trainers, 18,776 workers, 168 supervisors, 220 industrial engineers, and 87 quality controllers. Our success percentage for improvement of existing factories over 25 clients is 92, and for new and module-based over 42 programs is 100. Apart from management consulting, Skylift along with Honeywell Creations have stepped foot into a brand new venture, eSkylift, that is training digitization, where you can access all our training materials, learn at ease at your location through our online website, which is cost effective. Our training materials include cost per minute, quality management system, training of trainers for operators and non-operators, industrial engineering training, supervisory training, quality controllers training, and top senior management training for factory management. To know more details about us, our services, training materials, recent happenings, expert team, our clients, and client testimonials, check out our website at www.skylift.co.in. To collaborate and make a new change, do contact us and we will be happy to serve you. Thank you. Hello everyone. This AV will give you a brief about Skylift Consulting. It is a partnership firm established in India in 2016, engaging in business management consulting for performance enhancement of apparel industries, aiming at efficiency improvement and cost reduction. We expertise in woven garment industries, knitwear industries, and made-ups. Coming to services, we have complete garment factory program and module-based program for garment industries. We offer complete garment factory program for existing factories and new factories, under which our scope of intervention would be from fabric, cutting, sewing, production planning, quality control, quality audit, industrial engineering, maintenance, finishing and packing to dispatch. For module-based, we have middle management training that includes industrial engineering training, supervisory training, and quality controllers training. Few of our unique training programs under middle management are training of trainers for operators, non-operators and checkers, cost per minute implementation, and establishment of performance monitoring system. We are currently working with 25 clients serving more than 40 brands located around 8 countries. Also, our mentionable collaborations are with International Trade Center and USA. Now let's look into the results we have achieved. Skylift Consulting has successfully created 415 trainers, 18,776 workers, 168 supervisors, 220 industrial engineers, and 87 quality controllers. Our success percentage for improvement of existing factories over 25 clients is 92, and for new and module-based over 42 programs is 100. Apart from management consulting, Skylift, along with Honeywell Creations, have stepped foot into a brand new venture, eSkylift, that is training digitization, where you can access all our training materials, learn at ease at your location through our online website, which is cost effective. Our training materials include cost per minute, quality management system, training of trainers for operators and non-operators, industrial engineering training, supervisory training, quality controllers training, and top senior management training for factory management. To know more details about us, our services, training materials, recent happenings, expert team, our clients, and client testimonials, check out our website at www.skylift.co.in. To collaborate and make a new change, do contact us and we will be happy to serve you. Thank you. Hello everyone. This AV will give you a brief about Skylift Consulting. It is a partnership firm established in India in 2016, engaging in business management consulting for performance enhancement of apparel industries, aiming at efficiency improvement and cost reduction. We expertise in woven garment industries, knitwear industries, and made-ups. Coming to services, we have complete garment factory program and module-based program for garment industries. We offer complete garment factory program for existing factories and new factories, under which our scope of intervention would be from fabric, cutting, sewing, production planning, quality control, quality audit, industrial engineering, maintenance, finishing and packing to dispatch. For module-based, we have middle management training
Hello, everyone. Good morning. It's a pleasure meeting you, pleasure meeting everybody once again for the today's session. Uh, Today, we'll be talking a bit on quality assurance and quality control. I certainly hope it would be really useful and you can implement the learnings in your factory to ensure like your quality performance is being improved. First of all, once again, I would like to welcome everyone to this particular session. Let's use this particular opportunity in terms of this COVID-19 pandemic, this recession, to ensure we are learning new things in this particular recession time to be very positive all the time, so that we can win ourselves. To be frank, not to win the race or win anybody else, to win ourselves. In this connect, I would like to get into the session now. So we'll initiate. Thank you. Yes, as I told, we would be discussing on the quality assurance. Uh, of course, everyone knew the importance of quality. Of course, the reason being is unless the quality is not met, the we can't get the orders. If we can't satisfy the quality expectation of the customer, so definitely we can't able to get the orders frequently. So I don't want to get into what is quality, because that differs from people to people and customer to customer. But quality is nothing but exceeding the customer satisfaction. In this particular sense, everyone has to work on that. Uh, Today, we are going to discuss few topics, how to ensure it 100%, more than how much is the cost also being incurred in the quality level. So that's what we are going to discuss. I would like to initiate the session with a positive note for the day. It is only in our darkest hours that we may discover the true strength of the brilliant light within ourselves that can never ever be dimmed. So we have to consider, of course, people would be a bit depressed due to this particular situation, but let us use this time to find the best way out to come out of this particular darkness. Let us have our mindset working towards that way. I would like to give few details of this particular session. There are more than 179 registrations for this particular session, almost from 7 countries. The category of the people are right from factory management, apparel professionals, and especially the quality executives and quality managers are participating in this session. And finally, apparel and textile students. But please note, as we would be targeting, the targeted audience will be the apparel professionals or quality professionals. So the students might have the trouble in understanding the concept overall, but definitely I assure that it will give you some kind of inputs to you. As the registration is quite higher, then because we had a limitation of having only 100 people into this session, so as the registration is higher, if somebody could not able to log in, please you can visit our YouTube Skylift webpage. It has been already circulated through email to everybody. Great. A few notes regarding this particular app before initiating the session. First of all, please ensure like in your Zoom app, there would be a Q&A query section or Q&A. There is a term called Q&A. So please, if you have any questions, you can post the question there. Because I'll be answering 2 to 3 questions for every topic I'm going to talk about. So please ensure you are writing the Q&A, the questions in the box, so that I can reply to you. The Q&A box will be there at the bottom of your screen. And then if anyone wants to clarify through talking, like if you want to speak to me to raise your query, then you can raise the hand also. But please note, it is first the Q&A would be encouraged, then only I will go for the hand icon. So if time permits, I'll unmute your audio so that you can speak. And I always recommend you to give feedback by end of the session. While leaving the session, you will have a survey link. Please feel free to give your feedback so that we know where we are lacking, and then we will improve our performance in the future presentations. Thank you, guys. I would like to tell the team involved in making this particular presentation. Of course, our team member, Mr. Rajeshekaran, he's associate consultant. He helped in getting the presentation together. He gave idea in terms of putting together all the contents, everything. Thank you, Mr. Rajeshekaran. And myself, Nanda Kumar, I'm a managing partner of Skylift Consulting, and then I'll be presenting this particular session. Let us look into the topics which we are going to cover. There are three topics which we are going to discuss. The first one is quality audit process in government industry. Everyone knows quality control. Few people might be aware of quality process also, but we would like to give more emphasis on how important this quality audit process is and how the companies can reap benefit out of it. The next very interesting topic would be the cost of quality. Either it's a good quality or poor quality. We'll be looking more into cost of poor quality. Let me assure one thing, when I'm showing the numbers in terms of the revenue we are losing due to the poor quality, it would be a really astonishing number. So I'll be sharing few case studies also, so that you'll have a better picture how much revenue we are losing and what can we do further. And finally, I would like to touch a bit on effective finished fabric inspection report. The reason being is like 60 to 70% of the product cost is being incurred through the fabric. So we have to ensure our fabric quality is in the perfect level. So we will be talking about how to ensure efficient and effective finished fabric report so that it will help for the next department to perform in a better way. Great. I hope you got what I'm going to talk. Let us get into the topic. First of all, the quality audit process in government industry. Before getting into the benefits, I would like to say what I am talking about the quality of audit than the others. Let me tell you, the quality audit team will be working outside of the factory management. They would be reporting directly to the top management. Okay, they are not at all connected with the factory managers or general managers of company. They would be connected directly towards the top management of the company. So they are completely separated, but they will be working inside the factory. This is how it works. Let me tell you why I need to keep that particular audit team out of the factory management. First of all, to avoid the influence of factory team. See, it normally happens whenever the shipment pressure happens, shipment pressure is mounting in factory. So it is always a scenario that everyone would get used to compromise in terms of quality. Okay, let's send the goods. Let's see if there is any problem in the quality inspection. So any influence of the factory team can be avoided. And this quality audit will be not only there at the end point, it will be there at every department. So ensuring 100% quality in every department and checkpoint will happen. Through that 100% inspection pass from the buyer, that is an added benefit. Few factories, the clients we worked out, as we implemented this concept, the buyer is ready to offer the self-inspection status also. So we had that case study also. There are two factories we got in self-inspection status by ensuring this quality audit team is performing in a better way. And then final point is execution, 100% execution of order in one go. I'll explain about this particular point in later stage, but what happens is if you have a quality audit, it will definitely reduce the chance of getting late shipment or chance of getting a short shipment. So it will really add that benefit. Okay, I explained about the context. This is the organizational structure we designed for a factory in India. So there you can see the entire department. Okay, if you look into the quality audit, it would be completely different from the factory. So that's what I'm saying. It would work completely isolated. Okay, where you want to have the quality audit checkpoints, because we discussed about the quality audit. So where we need to have the checkpoints, let us have a discussion. First of all, pre-production audit. It's quite important. Whatever the materials being received into the factory, that should be checked for the quality defect. Most of the time, unfortunately, what happens is people are not paying a great attention to the pre-production activity or the material being in-housed. So which automatically result in, which will affect the performance of the factory in terms of efficiency and quality also. So first of all, pre-production materials, whatever is being coming inside the factory, that should be verified for the 100% quality through AQL. Fabric, trims and accessories would follow in that. Then in-process audit, what I'm talking is the in-process audit is nothing but the activities which is happening inside the factory. So we prefer to have auditing at the feeding area in cutting department, and the end of sewing line after checking, definitely we need to have one quality audit, and end of packing line. Please note, whenever the goods are being checked, for example, end of sewing line, after checking, you are checking the pieces for the quality, as per the quality audit AQL norms. So what happens is, if the audit is not passed, then definitely the goods won't be passed to the next department. It will be just put over there to do the rework. We will explain, we'll look into the process in the next stage. And definitely the pre-final inspection is very, very crucial. And finally, the final inspection. Okay, these are all the checkpoints we are recommending. As I told, we recommended this particular checkpoint for a client working with us, but it may differ from factory to factory. For certain factories, might not have a quality audit. I mean, the cutting department itself, it's not be under the factory. So at the time, that could be considered as a pre-production activity. So please ensure you can develop wherever you want checkpoints. You can do it. Definitely, you may need to do it if you are getting printing and embroidery pieces from outside. That is also a mandatory. Okay, so please ensure that. So hope you got some clarity on where the quality checkpoints can be. What to check for? There are only 3 areas that should be focused. The raw material quality at any checkpoint I'm talking. I'm not talking that respective checkpoint. At any checkpoint, three things has to be ensured. One is raw material quality in terms of fabric and yarn quality. Workmanship quality, it may be a cutting, it may be sewing, finishing. So you have to ensure the workmanship quality. And finally, the measurement of the product. Okay, what are the key objectives or activities of the quality audit department? Let us have a look. As I told, 100% inspection pass, and they have to ensure they are conducting AQL 1. They are doing AQL 1 as per the 1 standard for all interdepartmental audits. And then one more point, as you are engaging this particular audit inside the factory, and then this person also won't be working under the factory, there is a huge chance like problem would happen. People would say that the audit is not happening on time. So it is a responsibility of the quality audit department to ensure 100% timely completion of inspections at 2-hour interval across all the departments. Is it 2-hour or not, that can be defined for your factory, but please ensure you are instructing your quality audit team to conduct the audit on time. Otherwise, there will be a huge amount of WIP piling up in the factory. We should prevent that. So that definitely through that we can expect 0% claim from customers due to quality issues. And moreover, what happens is, as the quality department is out of the factory, they have to submit the report to the quality managers. The reason is, if you know the report, what are the problems which is happening in the factory, they have to submit the report to quality control manager. Then only the person can take some actions to prevent, to ensure the audit is getting passed in the next day without any issue. So there should be a constant communication between the quality audit team and quality control team. And finally, quality decisions to be taken based on buyer requirements. That is very, very important. The quality audit team should have a very clear understanding of the requirement of the buyer. Okay, because of course the company can have its own quality policy, but unfortunately, what happens, unless you are very clear with your kind of a buyer requirement, you can't able to get it done. Certain buyer will be comfortable with equal 2.5. Certain buyer would be looking for equal 1. So the decision should be taken only on buyer requirement. Here I just gave the broad job description. I don't want to get into detail. So you can have a look like what are all the activities that quality audit person has to do. One point I would like to ensure here, if for example, if the goods are being offered for the quality audit at the end of the sewing line, okay, let's assume that particular goods got failed, okay, due to some workmanship or some issue. So what happens is, then the goods would be again taken to the checking, and then they will do the entire rechecking. After that, the goods would be offered. Then whenever the goods are offered again to the quality audit, that goods should be inspected within a half an hour. So please fix a time frame, otherwise it would be, I assure it would be a complete collapse. Then any problem, they can speak to the quality controller in the line, and then they can give the suggestion also. So they have to work friendly, but they should not interfere with their job responsibilities. That's what we are saying. Okay, let us look into the process flow. I would like to take you process flow of a quality audit which would happen at end of the sewing line. So it may give you an example how to design the process flow for quality audit in your factory. Hope you can, you are looking into it. Okay, great. So for example, at end of the sewing line, I'm just explaining the process flow, how the QA will happen. The line supervisor to provide output for quality audit. Okay. Then the quality audit person has to verify the delivery challan if it is there and proceed with auditing as per AQL1. As I told, it has to be conducted every 2 hours. If the QA pass the goods, if the quality standard is met, it's fine. Okay. If the quality standard is not met, then what happens is it's failed first time, then provide the audit status to line supervisor and line QC to rectify the rework or mistake where the goods got failed. Then the line supervisor and inline QC will be taking corrective measures and rechecking the goods, and they will re-offer it again for the audit. Okay, please note here, if it is passed, then fine. If it is failed, then it should be escalated to the next level. That is a quality manager or production manager, because the attention should be brought to the next level. Then only they can take the senior management would involve and they will clear that issue. So then again they will offer. If again it is not getting failed, then it should be escalated to the senior management. It may be a factory manager, GM, or top management. Please ensure any audit should not fail more than 3 times. That kind of intervention is definitely expected. Then only this particular system will win. Okay. So let me take again to straight to the presentation. If it gives clarity to you, then the next one would be like, I'm just sharing a few example templates of AQL format report, which we are following in one of our client factories. Sorry, I could not tell you the name of the factory, but I can show you the file. Okay. Yes, AQL report. Just a second. Yes, I'm bringing it. Yeah. So for example, on that particular week, this particular sheet will tell you in terms of particular day, totally how many pieces have been offered, how many pieces are inspected, how much is the pass, and what is the AQL pass and fail percentage. Please ensure this report should be generated on a weekly basis, and it should be reviewed during the top management review meeting, because then only you will get to know if you are lacking somewhere in the audit process, and then you can improve it. When we were initiating the process, the equal pass percentage is hardly 60, 65. Okay. Let me tell you, I'm not saying the quality also is not wrong. Okay. The AQL audit person itself is pushing the quality too much. Okay. These kind of issues would happen. So that's why please analyze these numbers during the review meeting. Then only you will have better picture. Okay. So if you have that clarity, then I will go to the next one, which is I would like to share a case study. What we achieved through this, because everyone wants to know the result we got from this particular tool. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So hope you are seeing this particular case study. This is a factory. This is one of our factory in what do you say, Karu. And then we have done this almost for more than 7 months. We have executed this process. So through initiation or through strong implementation of the quality audit process, there is a drastic amount of reduction in terms of quality. Improvement in the quality in the sewing, finishing, and pre-final. Before the DHU, that is the quality percentage is 6.75, DHU 6.75. Then it has been, due to workmanship, it has been drastically reduced to 0.45. You can see the difference. Then the finishing rework is around 3.25. It has been reduced to 0.65. Unfortunately, the factory was not conducting any pre-final inspection, but after the initiation of the quality, it is 92.4. So all these impacts your final inspection. So it has been improved from 67.3 to 100%. It's nothing but you are not allowing the buyer to reject any goods. You can restrict or you can tighten your norms in such a way that anyhow the goods should get passed. That is ultimate objective. Then 100% of execution of the production in floor also is one of the reasons. What happens is whenever your audit is not strong, okay, whenever your measurement is not wrong, you are moving the quality problem pieces to the next department, it would get rejected, and finally what happens, you will have a short shipment. Then suddenly you lost your cutting team to cut 100 pieces or 200 pieces. Then again what you will do is, again you will put it in the line, then efficiency would get affected. There are a lot of issues in the planning also that can be controlled in this. So hope you got some clarity in this. Okay, I would like to listen to any query if anybody is having. Yes, there is a query from the team. They're asking like, what would be the, again, the same question. What will happen if the goods are rejected frequently? Okay, that's fine. It's a good question. But the point is like, whenever the goods are getting rejected much frequently, then you need to have a meeting with your factory, with your that particular team, the line team. If there are 20 workers along with checkers, the quality audit along with the quality control person have to conduct a meeting with them. See, because of this particular rejection, because of this particular issue, the goods are being hold, and then huge amount of WAP is being reported. And then please explain the importance. That is the only way out to do it. Okay. Vairamuthu, the question is, after ironing QA audit is needed. Sir, I prefer yes. If your factory is having a separate centralized ironing department, then you can have after ironing you can have an audit. As I'm saying that, like, you won't be involving too much of people. Okay, hardly you will, for ironing and packing together for 250 machines, one person is more than enough. So I prefer to have audit whenever the piece is moving from one department to another department. That is definitely needed. Okay, hope it is clear. Then there is another question. Does DHU percentage vary depending on the buyer? It doesn't matter. DHU is not at all related with buyer. DHU is an internal quality requirement you are keeping. If you are making your DHU is 0%, you are a best factory. You can save a lot of money. I will tell you how you can save a lot of money in the next session. So it's not at all related with buyer, but the defects would be related with the AQL level the buyer is accepting. So you can work only based on that. Okay, great. So hope I answered the queries to the team. If so, I will move to the next topic that would be very interesting, and it would highlight your eyebrow, the cost of quality, cost of poor quality. Let me tell you what is the cost of poor quality. In our analysis or through the articles we have gone through, the quality cost is 12 to 18% of your entire factory turnover. For example, if your expense is around 1 crore, then definitely 12 to 18 lakhs will be your quality cost due to poor quality. All are hidden cost. Okay, so almost it is taking 12 to 18%. So let me explain you for a few examples so that it would help you to understand. There are 4 cost categories. I hope everyone knows of this. The first one is prevention cost, because all this quality audit system, whatever I'm discussing, are quality controllers. They would be working to ensure the quality problem is not happening, that kind of entire system. And appraisal cost, all these tools would be helping to prevent the quality problem happening in the factory. 2 other major costs is very, very important. One is internal failure cost, another one is external failure. Internal failure is whatever the mistakes or rejections happening inside the factory. Due to that, how much money you are losing would be the internal failure. External failure would be how much money you are losing after the inspection. For example, if your goods are rejected from the buyer, so that is external failure cost. Okay. This particular session, I would like to give more focus on the internal failure. Internal failure only will be focusing on this particular session. That means how much money we are losing because of the quality problem in our factory. First, let me explain how to map the internal failure cost for all the rework which is happening in the factory. Okay, for example, definitely at the end of sewing line or end of a finishing line, we will be having a rework. Okay, so let me explain you how much would be the cost and how to track that particular cost. After this explanation, I'll be taking you to one live case study, and then I'll explain you also. First of all, the standard time of the operation where the defect is encountered should be recorded, because that's a mistake. That standard time is almost waste. The person have utilized 2 minutes to produce the goods, but the piece has not come as a good piece. So that time has to be considered, and include standard time of the checking if identified by checker and quality controller. If the goods are being produced and the goods are moving to the checking or inline checking, that particular person only would be identifying, sir, this particular piece is not good one. So the person also is incurring the time. So that time also should be recorded. Then the rework standard time of the operation. Everyone knows for producing the goods, it will take hardly a minute or 30 seconds for that particular operation. But when you are doing the rework, it would be 3 to 4 times or sometimes 5 times of the normal standard time of that operation. For example, if it's a 30 seconds standard operation, standard time, then it will take 3 to 4 minutes to rectify that particular problem. So the rework time will completely vary from defect to defect. For example, if a zipper attach itself is wrong, you have to unravel or remove it, and then you have to reattach the zipper. It will take minimum 6 to 7 minutes. For a few operations, it will take hardly 2 minutes. So that particular time, the rework time for all the operations should be recorded properly. And once you add all these three cost and then add a cost to that particular minutes. For example, standard time is 1 minute, checking is 1.5, rework is 3, totally 4.5 minutes, and add a cost to it. You can add cost if your team is capturing cost per minute, that is the actual CPM. Moreover, if you are using any extra material, for example, if cut panel rejections are happening, then definitely you are wasting the cut panel. So that material usage also has to be calculated. So this is how you have to map the failure cost at different areas. What I'll do is like I will explain you one case study of the cost of quality which is encountered at end of the sewing line. Okay, for 1 day, I'm going to talk about only 1 day, so you can have a look here. Yes. Okay, let's hope you are getting this particular sheet. It is being viewed in your file. It is an inline inspection report. In that, I'm calculating cost of quality. In that, all the defect categories have been listed here. Defect issues due to stitching, printing, stain, fabric, and accessories, everything. And this is for that particular date, 21 March. And then there are more than 15 lines in that factory. So these are all the total number of defects against each category. Okay. For example, stitch or loose stitch is around 25. Slip stitch or pleat stitch is around 46. So like that, all the number of defects have been listed. Then what happens is you can have a look. We set a target CPM. I will come to that later. For that particular operation, the checking SMV is 0.5. Rework SMV of that every particular operation is 1.2. I have included the actual standard time of the operation also into it. So checking SMV is 0.5 and rework SMV is 1.2 for the skip stitch. Like that, you can refer for others also. For example, if you look here for zipper, checking SMV is 0.5, but for rework, it will take 6 minutes. For rope or tape issues, 0.5 is the checking and totally 4.5 is the rework. So now we captured all the time for each and every category. Now we will look into the target CPM. As I told, you can include the CPM. It would be easy to calculate. If your factory CPM is around 4, you can take 65% because that would be only the direct cost. So we have taken 2.5 as a target cost for every minute. But certain operations would be done outside, or some contractor would do it. It happens in a factory, or salary you'll be getting more. At the time, you can increase the cost also. So that will vary from factory to factory. So now I will come, if one defect came in a skip stitch, for example, I have a skip stitch, then it will cost 4 rupees for me to rectify that issue. So how I'm calculating, you can have a look. It is, I'm adding both checking standard time and rework standard time. I'm multiplying it by the CPM. So totally per rework cost is around 4 rupees for the defect. So if you look into that, it's very higher for the zipper. Just for workmanship, it is taking 23 minutes to do the rework, 23 rupees to do the rework. For rope, it is 18 rupees. For stains, normally most of the factories are having a stain issue. It is taking around 10 rupees. So through that, then once you get this rework cost per piece, then you multiply that with the total number of defects you got in your against that particular category. This will tell you what would be the rework cost. Okay. On that particular day, the total rework cost in my factory is 12,923. It is a hidden cost. Please note, it is a hidden cost. Per day, it is 12,000, means if you take in a month, of course, it would be coming around a 3 to 3.5 lakhs only at end of the sewing line. Okay. So here you can I just mapped it in the in terms of bar graph. So almost 5,534 rupees have been lost due to rework I'm doing in DC mark or fabrics time. You can debit this to the fabric department. Okay, hope you got it. So please ensure you're recording it properly. When you are taking in terms of percentage, for example, in percentage, it may look like the rework is only 0.25 or 0.5, but when you are converting into cost, it would be very higher. So please always measure or take action against how much cost you are losing on that particular category. Okay. So hope it gives some clarity for you in terms of cost of poor quality, how to do it in sewing line. As I told you, you can do the same, you can utilize the same format because every factory would be having a rework capturing format. I'm very sure on that. So then you add the cost, but please ensure you are setting up the correct standard time for the rework. Okay, that is very, very crucial. People would be asking like how to set a standard time for the rework. You don't ask anybody to do the rework and take a standard time. Whenever the rework is happening, the industrial engineer can predict and then they can tell you how much would be the standard time of that rework. Okay. Let us look into how to map the internal failure cost for rejection. That would be more highlighting. Internal failure cost can be calculated in two categories. One is for potential loss. Because of this particular product got rejected, I may get this much money, by now I lost it. It is a potential loss. Few factories are not preferring a potential loss. For making potential loss, you have to include the FOB cost of the rejected garments, because you made 100 garments, 20 is rejected. Okay, every garment is costing around 100 rupees, so you would be losing around 20,000 rupees, for example. So please ensure FOB cost of the garment is included while you are calculating the potential loss. But few factories are not preferring that. They prefer, no, I don't want to include the potential loss. I want to know only how much loss it has been incurred. For those things, include only the value added cost for the value addition done so far. For example, the pieces have been cut, in sewing it is getting rejected. So what we are recommending, please add a cost of fabric, trims and accessories, cutting workmanship, and sewing only. Don't add FOB, profit percentage or anything. Okay, so you have to include the workmanship, material, and all overheads of the value addition which have been done so far. Let me again give you an example of the potential loss in terms of rejection, how much it happened when there is a rejection at end of a sewing line. Then again, I am taking it to another sheet, which is rejection cost of quality. Okay, let me share the file. Okay, thank you guys. So I think here you can see, like on that particular day, there are 10 lines. Okay, you can, I don't put all the style name. I have manipulated certain data because I don't want it to be disclosed from our client. So how much is the output, and then how much is the piece rejected due to these particular categories. Due to oil stain, in line 1, 5 pieces got rejected. Okay, so like that we listed all the categories, possible categories through which the pieces got rejected, and you can find how much is the total rejection also every line. Okay, and then we included for that particular order 101, the FOB price is 175 Indian rupee. So when you multiply 27 pieces, 175 Indian rupee with the total sewing pieces, then you will get how much is the potential loss you got it in that particular line. This is for one day. Please see this this is a factory of around 200 machines. Only in sewing, only due to workmanship issues. I have not taken any rejection which is happening due to fabric here. I'm taking only the rejection which is happening due to the stitching qualities or carelessness while doing the workmanship. almost 68,000 rupee has been lost. Okay, if I am even the rejection percentage is looking like it's only 2.2 or 2.1 percentage, people would be thinking, okay, 2.1 is fine. But if you convert that into value, it is 68,842. So here you can see all the categories have been listed. You can see due to oil strain, I lost 22,376 Indian rupee on that particular day. Okay, so this is where you can capture the cost of poor quality in sewing line. It can be, as I told, it can be calculated again for all other departments also. But please ensure you are capturing all the rejections. And then one more point is, you should not, uh, for example, in fabric, the rejection in the sewing department would happen, but the reason would be the fabric issue. So at the time, you have to only account that into the fabric department. You should not do it under the sewing department. This confusion always happens in the factory. Please don't encourage it and then don't do it. Okay. Hope it gave some clarity for you. And then I would like to get you to the presentation where we have done analysis on the case study by looking into the rework and rejection numbers. This is a client in southern India. Where we have done the project for almost more than 1 year, to be frank. So we categorized all the cost of quality on different levels. Rework against fabric, how much it was they were losing, and due to cutting, how much they were losing, due to rework, and sewing, how much they were losing. So we have categorized everything before and after scenario, and then we have given here. So due to rework, almost 1,33,000 Indian rupee people were losing per day. Please note per day. Now that has been drastically reduced to 33,000, but please note it is after 1 year. Okay. Rejection, it was 1 lakh and then it has been reduced to 24,000. So as a overall, it was 2,40,000 Indian rupee they were losing due to poor quality. It has been reduced to 58,000. So please, it is very, very important. Please understand the importance of quality, because nobody is measuring the quality in cost. They are talking only in terms of percentage. And then they are pushing only the production team to get the output and efficiency. Unfortunately, they are not, it is affecting the quality performance is getting affected in the production also. People are not realizing it. Okay. To implement this particular system efficiently in the factory, we are just giving some suggestions how you can do it. First of all, measure the rework and rejection perfectly. That's important. Many of our clients used to say that our rework is only 1 percentage, 0.5, but when we go and analyze properly, then the rework percentage is quite higher. So please measure the rework and rejection perfectly. Then set the standard time and cost for rework and rejection. You can do this along, you can set the standard by having a good pool of team that can include industrial engineers, production manager, and then quality controller and quality audit team also. Then the next thing would be educate the people. That's very important. You can set a standard, you can measure, that's fine, but you have to educate the people on cost of quality. You can explain them, see, if you're making one mistake, how much money I'm going to lose. So you have to explain them to the ground workers about the cost of quality, the importance of it. And finally, review the cost of poor quality periodically. That's important. Whatever you do, if you are not reviewing it perfectly, then definitely you won't be getting the expected result. Hope guys, my session on this particular topic is really helpful, and then I would like to see if anybody is having a query before moving to the next topic. Okay, hidden cost of poor quality 12 to 18%, as you said. This percentage is to the factory expense or to the factory turnover. Yes, that's a good point. I'm sorry that it is mainly due to the factory turnover. Okay, because when you are making this much of I'm sorry, this is due to the factory expense, because you are incurring this much of expense in that you are making it. I'm not taking into turnover. Please don't consider the turnover into it. I'm saying that it is only, you have to take it only due to the factory expenses. Okay, and there is another question. If the defect has not been found while AQL audit, but found in production, what to do? That's a good point. And then you don't have a very strong AQL audit team. Again, it is a feedback mechanism. It can go to the quality audit and then they have to undergo the training. if I look into the quality skill level of the quality controller and quality audit, I recommend that quality audit person would be more skilled, and then the person should be having more experience also when compared to the quality control, because the quality audit would take decisions on the buyer requirement. So that is very, very important. So that's another question. I hope to answer your presentation. There is another question from a team, but it was it is on the first topic. If time permits, I will answer it finally. Thank you, guys. Okay, then I'll move to the next one. Okay, which is also quite interesting. Effective finished fabric inspection report. Every factory we recommend to have an effective fabric inspection. As I told, it contributes 65%. Fabric contributes 65% of the product cost, 60 to 70 based on the product. Why it is needed? Let us have a look. First of all, it ensures only the quality pieces are being sent to the cutting department, and for facilitating the cutting department to work efficiently, because that is very important. What happens is, like most of the time, the pieces will be given to the cutting department, and then they will start to cut the piece. For example, they start to lay it. Then suddenly people would realize there is a shape variation, there is too much of defect. Then what happens is, then they will ask to send that particular fabric again to the fabric department. So it is not giving the cutting department the smooth flow of production. So it's very, very important. That is a major requirement. And then the next one is advising and suggesting ideas to the cutting department for job scheduling. To be frank, in our report, which we are going to propose, the fabric department would be giving suggestions. For example, what kind of roles can be taken for the first lay? What lays can be taken for the second lay? So that kind of clarity should be given for the job scheduling, so that it is quite easy for the cutting department to do it in a better way. And finally, to reduce rejection in the frequent departments. Friends, I have noticed in many factories, either it is cutting, it is sewing, finishing, packing, it doesn't matter. But wherever, most of the places, you can see fabric rejection. We were working in a factory. I don't want to name the factory, two factories actually. At the end of the sewing line, the rework percentage due to fabric is almost more than 8% at end of the sewing line. Rejection also, you know that it would correspond exactly. So it would be around 3 to 4%. So that's why I'm saying that, like, if you have a very strong fabric inspection, and then if you control all the quality issues in the fabric stage, then you can save a lot of time and a lot of money while going to the next department. Okay. The next, another point is, so fine, that is okay. How much inspection has to be done? We prefer 100% inspection unless you are very strong in your fabric quality, because certain suppliers or certain clients used to say that, like, we are getting the fabric from our best vendor, or we are getting quality reports from them. So it's fine, we can do only equal report. But if I take Tirupur or any industries inside Tamil Nadu, in my opinion, we are sourcing internally. I'm not sure how strong the system they have in the fabric manufacturing area. So it's better to do it 100%. It will eventually benefit you because you don't need to do panel checking. People would be hesitant to put 2 or 3 inspection machines in the fabric area with 3 fabric inspectors, but unfortunately they would be having more than 30 to 32 workers would be working in the panel checking area. So you can see, but people are quite hesitant to put 2 inspection machines. It happens in many of the factories wherever we noticed. Okay, so it will definitely help in eliminate panel checking, and sometimes it would eliminate partially the numbering process. Okay, it would definitely help. And finally, 100% panel replacement will happen in cutting, because if you're doing 100% inspection, that definitely you would be notifying or marking the defects which we are noticing. So it would definitely help in ensuring 100% panel replacement in terms of quality issues would happen in the cutting. And finally, quick identification and rectification of fabric defects in next department. That's one of the point. Okay, so these are all the benefits we have. That's why we recommend you to have 100% checking. To ensure 100% checking is happening, you need to have a few requirements. The first one is fabric quality tracking MIS. You need to have a very strong management information system that should tell in deep like about the quality of each and every role, I can say. I will be explaining or giving example of one template to you in later stage, but the first requirement is fabric quality tracking MIS. The next one is, of course, please go for fabric, good quality fabric inspection table. Don't ask your people to do it manually. Ask them to do it with the fabric inspection table with proper lighting facility, everything. And finally, the important is qualified fabric checker. This is also one of the reasons which one of the point which we always get confused, because whenever we ask the fabric department to do the inspection, they put only the load band to carry out the inspection, and then people would be around 40 to 55 years. I'm not saying that like 40 to 55 year people won't do it, but they would be taking only the helper people for that activity. So please understand the importance of fabric quality, because it would drastically reduce your cost of quality in the frequent departments. So please ensure some educated and knowledgeable people, more than educated, knowledgeable people with respect to the fabric quality should be put into the fabric checking. So that is one of the main requirement, and they should be given proper training on the inspection method also. Then only they should be debuted. Fine, guys. So now let me take directly to the fabric quality tracking MIS. This is again a simple format which we design for a factory. You can design for your factory based on the wish, but it can be developed by your own. You don't need to have any consultant to carry out this particular activity. Okay, so it's nothing but like I'll explain only a few details on this, because I would like to give you more focus on inspection report rather than this tracking MIS. So there are two sheets here. In the first sheet, it will be tracking the entire performance of that particular role. For example, right from for example, PO number, supplier name, buyer name, what kind of fabric type it is it cut panel or is it ready for, it has to be used for ready cutting, color, batch, batch number, roll number, checker's name, weight of the roll also, it is needed in knitting, GSM also, because the what I'm showing is for knitting one. If it is a woven, length of the fabric has to be mentioned, and then the person will be marking, is there any shade variation inside the roll, that is within the roll? Yes or no, they can do it. And acceptable, this particular MIS, what I'm saying it is against a 4-point inspection, 4-point fabric quality inspection. Most of the quality people would know what is 4-point quality inspection. But the point is, that 4-point quality inspection say that like any quality problem that should be, that is fine if the points are not exceeding 40 against 100 square feet, if I'm right. But don't keep that as a standard. You have to fix or standardize that particular pass point based on the buyer requirement. I have seen many factories, all the goods are getting passed in fabric as the point is only 40. But if you look into the final inspection, there are a lot of rejections happening due to the fabric problem, or the inspection is getting failed due to the fabric and yarn issues. So you can reduce it based on the buyer requirement or the quality standard you have. That is very, very important. So fix that point. Then of course the person will be writing out how much points came across against each category in that particular role, which will give you total points. Moreover, there are two more parameters you have to capture. What is the dia, planned dia, what is the actual dia. This tolerance limit also you can set. We set it as like it's not more than plus or minus 2 inches. So that's why the first lot got failed. Again, it's your priority, it's your factory, you can set the standard. And then GSM variation also we set it, how much is the planned and how much is the actual, because you cannot get exact GSM. You need to give tolerance. Normally for plus, we used to give around plus 3 or 4 or 5%. For minus, it used to be minus 2 or 3. You can set your standard. Okay, so this is how you can track against role. And moreover, you will be conducting a lot of testing also against for the fabric. Okay, that also should be captured, but that can be captured against the batch for each lot. What I mean a batch is a lot. Okay, for example, again, this particular PO number, here you are having all the data. You can see all the testing parameters, color fastener to washing, whether is it pass or fail. light, perspiration, water, rubbing dry, rubbing wet, saliva, pH, shrinkage, absorbency, softness, virality. So you can mention this also, but it should be captured against the lot, not against the role. Okay, so this is how you would capture, but I would like to take you to directly to the report, because as I told, the report is very important than the data capturing. The report should help the cutting department to take actions. Okay, let me bring it just a second. Yes, hope you're seeing the seeing this particular report. Any fabric which is moving from fabric to cutting department, that should be ensured. Like only with this particular report, the goods should move to the next department. That is very, very crucial. Okay. In this, you can find the PO number. Once you write the PO number in the tracking MAS, you'll be getting all these points. Okay. In the tracking MAS, we gave option, like there are three options. There is something called the QAD. All these details would be retrieved automatically from the MAS. But this QAD approval, not okay, that should be given by the quality audit department, because they are the people who would be authorizing whether this particular fabric can be moved or not by looking into the quality standard of that particular role. For example, that first particular role is got failed. The reason is it has lost, there is a big deviation in the dia and GSM variation also quite higher. That's why they rejected it. They have the authority. So the QAD department would give the authority. You remember I told about the role of the QAD. They are the right people to authorize which pieces has to go to the next department. Okay. And one more thing, the lay priority also can be given. For example, if you take this particular particular one, they have given 111. What they are saying, like all these one combinations can be put in one lay or simultaneously. They are giving strong instructions like, sir, please note wherever I have given two, that should be laid separately, that should not be mixed with one, by considering all these quality parameters. Moreover, they can give the panel checking requirement also. For example, if there is a state variation within the role, then definitely they would suggest please do the panel checking. So this particular report, to be frank, it is made by the fabric department, but it would be really helpful. It would be really helpful for the cutting department to plan or schedule their work efficiently so that their production would go smooth. And then over here, you can see the defect categories against that particular order also. If you look overall, the GSM holes are quite higher. It's almost 146. So if you give that report to the fabric checker or the person who is laying the fabric, the person would be having more clarity. Okay, I'll be expecting these kind of defects too much in this particular role. So this kind of clarity will be obtained by that particular team. Okay, so hope this particular topic really helped you to have some understanding about this importance of quality inspection. Let me go straight to the presentation, and then first of all, I would like to take any query if anybody is having. Let me go into the Q&A session. Yes, there are a few good questions. Okay. To be frank, there is no question on this particular topic, but there are questions from other sessions which we discussed, other topics which we discussed before. Okay, how many QA members to set for audit? Okay, normally one audit, if you do in a proper sampling technique, it will take maximum, if you do it professionally, to take maximum 30 to 40 minutes, not more than that, maximum 30 minutes if the person is highly professional. And then if you are making audit once in 2 hours, then there will be 4 audits. 4 audits can happen in 2 hours. That means 4 lines the person can do the audit. But let's assume one audit, for example, one particular line is getting re-audit. So you can take for every 3 lines, you can plan 1 person. If you have 12 lines, you can plan 4 person. So in the same way, you can estimate the time taken for the audit at how much re-audit is happening. Based on that, you can fix the number of persons you need, Mr. Gautam. And hope I gave a good clarity to you. And next, Mr. Vishnu, there is a question, or indirect cost, materials, men, overheads included in cost calculation? Yes, sir, definitely it should be included. Okay, you are losing it. If you are rejecting a piece, if a PC is getting rejected, all your workmanship which you have encountered, the overheads, materials, everything is getting wasted. So please ensure you are including all the cost. But please note, you are not including anything which value addition has not been done. As I told, for example, you have the rejection at sewing, but while computing the cost of quality, you have to take the cost of quality till sewing only, their respective material, men, and overheads. Okay. There is a question from another person. Again, the name is Mr. Vishnu. Based on the style, rework time will vary, and how to set the standard time. That's an excellent question. Again, that's what I'm saying, that like you don't ask anybody to produce 10 or 15 pieces to take cycle time and do the standard time for rework. And what can the industrial engineers can do? They will just capture 1 or 2 videos when the person is doing rework against each category. Based on the analysis, by using a time study technique or any method, industrial engineering technique, the standard time fixing technique which you are using, you can fix the standard time. So through that way only you can do. Please don't allow production or quality person to set the standard time. Only the industrial engineer has to do it. They can do it by visualizing or looking into some videos. Okay. Hope I answered your all of your question, guys. Okay. How to calculate? There is a question from Mr. Rajendra Kumar. How to calculate AQL for fabric inspection? Okay. Sir, I hope I answered your question in the last session. It should be against the inspection point, okay, the pass percentage. But please note, it's not only the inspection point, dia variation, SAID variation, GSM variation, all these affects the fabric performance. So it's a kind of decision making only. You can't expect your knit suppliers or normal oven suppliers to give a perfect quality. It's not practically possible. You have to ensure it is on the tolerance limit and you can accept it. Okay. Yes, guys, I hope I answered your question. Let me look into, is there any more questions? Yes. There is a question from factory, I can say, from CMB Global Clothing. Sir, we are facing lots of GSM holes issues. How to control it? That's fine, sir. It's okay. But see, whenever you're getting GSM holes, it's not in your hand. Okay. But what you can do is you can convert that losses which you are encountering due to GSM holes. You convert that into cost of poor quality, and then speak to your supplier saying that, like, because of this much of hole, I'm getting this much of money lost. We recommended a factory, they are in the process. Because of the fabric problem, how much money they are losing here, they are debiting certain percentage to the fabric supplier. It is being happening now in a factory. Okay, so you can plan that, but convert everything to cost. You can't control GSM cut because that is being happening in the fabric or processing area. Okay, so that's the point, but you can guys, I'm very, very sorry. There is an internet issue. I completely apologize for the issue happened. Okay, let me sum up what has been discussed so far, so that we can conclude the session. Yes. We discussed on these things. Yes, we discussed on 3 things as far now. One is the quality audit process in garment industry, how you can make it efficiently done for your factory. And the next one is how to measure the cost of quality in your factory. I hope it is quite enlightening for you. So please ensure you are capturing once the session is over, so that people would be more interested to work on that. And finally, the importance of effective finished fabric inspection system also. Thanks, guys. I hope this is a good learning session for you. But whatever I'm saying is through a webinar. Okay, so I don't have time to permit, or I'm not giving enough time for you to ask a question also, because it's quite restricted. But if you are quite interested, you can enroll our e-learning subscription module, and then there will be a continuous training, and then cost of module itself, it's around 6 to 7 sessions. So you can have a better learning in that. So if you are quite interested, and then we are offering it at a very low cost due to this COVID-19 pandemic, so that people can learn and then they can utilize the learning once they are back. So please contact the person. The ID has been, our details have been given here. And finally, if you want to know more about our services, please get back to our website and you can enroll our online training also. And please, all when you leave the session, please give the feedback. It would be really helpful for us to improve our performance. Thanks a lot, guys, for your time. And moreover, be safe. Thank you.